Everybody say, say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough to say thank you. Say, Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things, you've Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are, you're my everything. Say, I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my banner.
And welcome to the very first Saturday of March 2025. Good afternoon. This is BW TV bringing you the community and the law. This afternoon, we're going to look at how to define and prove subsisting relationship. How do you use to prove this when renewing your spousal application? And it's brought to you by BWF Solicitors. It's the community and the law.
Hello. There are several questions in the community when it comes to the law, especially with immigration matters. That is why I'm inviting you to join us on the program, The Community and the Law, live on BWTV and brought to you by BWF Solicitors, our trusted partners when it comes to the law. We are going to have a very massive discussion on some of the issues of immigration matters that bother you. And they have the opportunity to meet you live on the program to explain to you all the updates that have come from the Home Office and also address your questions and concerns that you might have when it comes to the law. The Community and the Law is brought to you every Saturday between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. UK time. We're live on all social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, at BWF Solicitors, at BWTV, and of course, we urge you to share the program and invite others to join us. Remember, it's at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. every Saturday, live on BWTV. You have your questions. There are answers. So join us, learn, and empower yourself on the program, The Community and the Law. So pick up the phone and dial 0208 493 7345, or you can send a text 07950 422 780. It's The Community and the Law. My name is Oreku Frimpon, and I am your host.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specializing in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contestant and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner. With over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Hello! Officially, winter is over, spring is here. Very first day of the month of March 2025. And I have the honor and the pleasure to invite you to another edition of the Community and the Law, brought to you by BWF Solicitors, our trusted partners when it comes to the law. March is here, and it's Ghana month, a time to celebrate the rich culture, history, and heritage of our beloved country, Ghana, the star, in fact, the black star of Africa. Let us all embrace the spirit of unity, progress, and excellence in all we do. We wishing you a very prosperous month full of success and new opportunities. And we're doing that on this program, and we doing that by courtesy of BWF Solicitors. As I keep saying, and I will always want to say, our trusted partners when it comes to the law. BWF Solicitors, when it comes to all immigration matters, all legal issues for interpretation, updates, and support inputting in all our applications, BWF Solicitors is number one. Call them on 0208 493 7340, Monday to Friday between 9 in the morning and 6 p.m. in the evening. Over the weekends, you can book an appointment and go see them. BWF Solicitors, 4th floor of the Inner House, 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, Seven Sisters, North London, N15 4NP. If you're going there by train, you take the Victoria line, get off at Seven Sisters train station, use exit number 2, that will bring you to the frontage of the other house, climb up to the 4th floor, they are there, and you can have the benefit of the wonderful services they provide when it comes to the law. People are benefiting and expressing all the gratitude and appreciation of BWF solicitors. One, Daniel says, I'm very grateful to Annie Akofio Soa, who helped me in my application, which has been successful. Success stories over and over every week. as we come here and we tell you. So what are you waiting? Call them 2028 493 7340. If you're in Ghana and you want to make any application or find any solace in the law, you can go to BWF Solicitor's office. Call them on 055 589 5959 055 589 5959. In emergency situations, call 0044 77 127 61884 077 127 61884. Now, in this month of March, there's a lot that's coming up. A lot of updates from the Home Office, a lot of updates from the Home Secretary's Department, a lot of updates when it comes to the various applications you put in, and a lot of updates when it comes to your immigration matters here in the UK. Now, this is one that has just been released. It's about your e-visa, your biometric card. You know, prior to the end of the year 2024, we kept on hammering the e-visa bit, the e-visa bit. Go and do your e-visa, link that to your account. Make sure you have all the details. Make sure that you are not relying on your biometric card being renewed because they're not doing that. They stopped doing that in October 2024. Now, this is what the Home Office said, that by the 31st of December 2024, everybody should have done that. Well, kind of a grace period was given. Now, this is the new update. Let's go into it. They are extending the grace period announced in December 2024, which allows people with a biometric resident permit, that is a BRP, or EUSS biometric resident card, that is a BRC, that expired on or after the 31st of December 2024 and will continue to hold underlying immigration status to continue to use their BRP for international travel until the 1st of June 2025, and the 1st of June is inclusive. So what they are saying is, from the 2nd of June 2025, expired BRPs and EUSS BRCs will no longer be acceptable evidence of immigration status when traveling to the UK. We will be going to the details of this one. We'll be telling you what it means, the extension, and what you can do in the meantime, especially when you are traveling. What do you need to do when you're traveling back into the UK? What do you need to do? We'll be looking into some of these things when we get lawyer Charles Asma to help us with that. So yeah, welcome on board. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the community and the law. And I know that you know, if you don't, and there's the first time you're joining us, we are live on BWTV, which is streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and all the other social media platforms at BWF Solicitors and at BWTV. Now, let's see, a few of you have joined us, so let me just welcome you first of all to this wonderful forum where we're going to have a very lovely discussion. We'll be looking at whether your relationship is subsisting. What we mean by that, we'll be looking into those ones. Now, Sandra Fraser, the very first one here. Sandra says, good afternoon. Says, Sandy, thank you very much. Yes, you continue to do what you do. You do it so very well. Please share when you join. And that's the clarion call. When you come on, let other people also have the benefit of what you are benefiting from this very program. On YouTube, Terry Sandra Fraser says, good afternoon, or please join. And when you do, share the link as well. Tilly Juma, hello, lovely family. Hello, Tilly. Thank you for being you and doing what you do. Ade Terrible, good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon to you, Ade, as well. Stephen Kufuor, greetings. You on a skilled worker visa, whatever platform, and you want a question, I will put that to Lawyer Asma when we get to that point. Remember, we will be activating the phone lines. You can call in on 0208 493 7345. It's not active yet, but I'll tell you when it is that you can call. But in the meantime, you can send in your text, your WhatsApp message, or a voice note to 07399 208 408 0799 208 408, and we will pick that. Let Lawyer Charles Asma take a look at that and answer those questions for you.
So once you are here, I want to welcome you and say thank you very much. Keep sharing. And the question we're asking is, your relationship subsisting? How do you still prove this when renewing your spousal application? I'll be right back.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contestant and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner. With over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Well, thank you very much for sticking around. Um, we often have BWF solicitors helping us with some updates and also bits of information that will help us update ourselves and be confident enough to navigate the law, especially when it comes to immigration matters. That's what we call the nugget that's put out at the start of the working week. Then, when we come on the program, I get you to look through it. We get a discussion of that, and then I test your knowledge on it. It's a school kind of thing. So let's look at what we are looking at this week. Do you know job applications can also bring discrimination claims against a prospective employer? Job applicants, I should say. Individuals are protected against unlawful discrimination at work under the 2010 Equality Act. Discrimination in recruitment and selection is where an applicant is treated unfairly because of a particular protected characteristic. If your prospective employer treats you differently because of a protected characteristic, you can bring an action for unlawful discrimination. Now, this is a case that Ms. A. Khan brought against Brook Street UK Limited, that is race discrimination in Scotland. Now, this case brings out what we call out protected characteristics and the situation where people can bring cases against potential employers because in the recruitment and selection process, there were situations on occasions where they felt that they have been discriminated against. Um, Individuals, as I said, are protected against unlawful discrimination at work under the 2010 Equality Act. Discrimination in recruitment and selection, as I mentioned earlier, I'm reiterating, is where an applicant is treated unfairly because of a particular protected characteristic. If your prospective employer treats you differently because of a protected characteristic, you can bring an action for unlawful discrimination. So I would want to let us probably underline in your head or in the notes that you are making what protected characteristic is and how you can go on and how you can present your case so it would be decided in your favor. Ms. Akan did that against Brook Street Limited, and it has become our nugget, and we're going to look at that very shortly. So, yeah, keep them coming through. We will be at this point asking you to look at this scenario. I know the explanation hasn't come, but I want you to look at the scenario very critically before we go into that explanation. Chrissy Brown is a British-born person with Ghanaian parentage, and he applied for a job as a security officer. He went through a very successful selection process. He was asked to provide evidence of his right to work. He submitted a scanned certified copy of an entry in the Register of Births, certified and issued by the Deputy Superintendent Registrar, which detailed his place of birth and his parents' nationality. Now, during the court process, he learned that a white candidate was accepted, although he also provided his birth certificate. He was later rejected as a candidate. Kwesi sued for discrimination. So the question I'm asking is, will he succeed? There are three options. You can choose one of them and let me know later on in the program. Yes, because he received less favorable treatment because of her race. Um, no, because he needed to provide a passport or a shared code, and he will succeed because he cannot reject him once he has been interviewed. So look through this and think about it, and let's see what will happen and what the answer would be. Because Lawyer Charles Asma definitely will be explaining and telling us what the situation is. Then we can use that to inform the answer we will give to this question whether Chrissy Brown will succeed. Remember, we are in the month March 2025 and we're celebrating Ghana month. So throughout the month of March 2025, we would be bringing you some details about the country Ghana and how you can benefit from the economic situation, the cultural situations, the tourism sites that you can visit, and all the very interesting facts about Ghana. Definitely, we will be telling you. So remember, Ghana is a West African country, is bordered on the left-hand side by La Cote d'Ivoire. On the top hand, we have Burkina Faso, and to the right, we have Republic of Togo. And on the downside, there is the Gulf of Guinea. Ghana is 6.5 hours on a flight direct from the UK, and you can visit. You can land at Kotoka International Airport. The Prempeh, first international airport, is also getting ready to be used for international flights. Ghana celebrates its independence on the 6th of March 2025. That will be 68 years of independence, the 6th of March. Now, this time around, the new government says that is going to celebrate the Independence Day at the presidency, which is the Flagstaff House, because it wants to cut down some costs. So the situation where school children are taken to the Blackstone Square, where they do a long march past and all the other things with the security personnel and some interested organizations marching past to salute to the president will not be taking place. There's a different celebration for this year for the 68th anniversary of Ghana's independence. Now, those of you in the UK, I know there are several activities. The Christian Council is organizing a Thanksgiving service the Sunday after the 6th, which is the 9th of March 2025 at the Methodist Hall in central London to say thank you to God for Ghana's independence. So all these things are happening. There are various entertainment activities that are happening all around the UK. In the various cities outside of London, there are various activities happening. So if you would want to take part of that, just look out for all the activities for Ghana's independence. Remember, at the Grosvenor Square, that is where Ghana High Commission is. You can visit them and have all your consular issues addressed either at the Grosvenor Square or at Highgate. That's Ghana, some facts about Ghana for you. Same time next week, I'll be bringing you a few of that. But in the meantime, let's say thank you to our benefactors and our sponsors, BWF Solicitors, who are going to help us look at this very interesting topic about how to make a spousal application. And in making the spousal application, the question that is normally asked is your relationship subsisting? What is the meaning of that? We shall be looking at that with lawyer Charles Osma from BWF Solicitors. And with us, we say thank you to them.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contestant and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner, with over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Welcome back and thank you very much. Now, at this point, I think we can delve into our discussion. For some technical reasons, I would be having a resource person on the line to help us do that discussion. Leasma, good afternoon and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Brakuku.
Yeah, how are you
How are
doing?
you?
Well, I'm
Very
fine,
well.
thank you.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
the service to the community took us to other parts of UK, and so we had to still make time to offer the community what BWF experience is all about. And so, if you see me in an unorthodox um, environment, then understand that it's for the passion and the love for the community that even in the midst of a challenge, we pause to respond and to make sure that we serve the community handsomely.
Okay, all right. We greatly appreciate that. And At least now we can hear you, and we are going to really help the community, as you keep saying, the passion and also the need to empower the community. Now, first off, let me ask about this thing. There is an update from the Home Office, which viewers can see on the screen shortly. It's talking about the extension of the grace period that was announced in December 2024. And this allows for people with a biometric resident permit or EUSS resident card that expired on or after the 24th of December 2024. Uh, there are some people who continue to hold underlying immigration status, and they are going to be allowed to use their BIP for international travel. And this has been extended to the 1st of June 2025. Um, can you let us in on some details on this one, please?
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to you, viewer and listener. So the information we have is what the Secretary of State has issued to the public, especially those that have the need for this information. We are aware that the government decided to migrate paper visas and card visas to e-visas, wherein nobody will be holding a card or visa on a paper, and everything will be online. So the deadline was 31st of December 2024, and the government saw the need based on petitions and the request to have a flexibility approach, moved the time to March 2025. And again, the reason for the March 2025 was to ensure that at least everybody goes through the process and get the e-visa application sorted out. And again, people are having problems, especially when they travel and returning to the UK. And there are teething issues. Either certain foreign border officers do not understand these differences, or even when they get to the UK border officer may not understand why somebody doesn't have it, why has it expired, why are they still holding it, and so many other issues. And so the holder and the enforcer are both confused. So the government has decided that in this case there should be further grace period of up to June 2024, so they can still use the expired BRP for travel purposes. And please, it is for travel purposes. We know that when you are traveling, the earlier concession was that the airline will ask for a share code to confirm that yes, you have active or valid visa available online.
Mhm.
And once we show the airline, some people have still not been able to the extent that they cannot even generate the share code linked to the e-visa. So the government is saying that, okay, up to June 2025, everybody should be able to have done or completed the e-visa process so that everything will be migrated to the e-platform. If by June you haven't done it, then the law enforcer or the visa enforcers are able to tell you that if you wanted to do it, you would have done it. And so, what are we telling the community? The information to the community is that please, if you still haven't done it, please go ahead and do it. Now, what the government is saying is that if your BRP has expired, you can still use your passport to do the e visa. When you get in, the question will be is your e-visa has your e-visa expired? You say yes. Has your BRP expired? You say yes. And the next question will be, has it expired more than 18 months? If you say no, because yours hasn't expired for more than 18 months, once you say no, it will allow you to continue to create the e-visa account and go through the process. You take your picture, you take photos of your passport, the Ghana passport or the Nigerian passport or whatever foreign passport it is. Take a photo of it because the card is expired, and so you cannot take a photo of the card. So you have to take photo of scan the passport. And once you've done that, it will allow you to go through the process, and e-visa will be account will be created. And after 48 hours or 72 hours, you have the account solidly validated and activated for you. and that is your e-visa platform created, where you see everything online, and a third party will also see that online. At the moment, I do tell people when they ask me, so lawyer, when I'm traveling, what do I do? I say, if you are unsure, print a copy of your print and keep a copy of your online e-visa page with your photo and your visa validity date. Print that one, do a share code, print it, add to your original visa letter, decision letter, and your passport, and use it. Whoever is not sure, if they are not sure about share code, they will understand the e-visa. If they are not sure about e-visa, you have the original visa decision stating when it expires. In this case, you've covered yourself in all front. But for this information, it's for those who haven't still done it, and the card is of course expired. Then you can still travel and return up until June. That means after June, if you haven't done it, then it will be difficult for anybody to side and sympathize with you.
Okay, so it means that those who have not had a chance to generate or even activate their e-visa account, they can travel, and it's for travel purposes alone. They can travel with the expired BRP card, but on the 2nd of June 2025, there's no mercy for anybody.
Yes, that means even if you didn't know, you have 4 months to do what you need to do.
Okay.
And that's why we are sensitizing the public about this.
Right. Thank you very much. So if you didn't know now, you know. But please don't wait. I know certain people procrastinate a lot because they think, oh, well, I have time. I have time. 31st of December 2024 has come and gone. Now we have some 4 months to do that. We are in March now. The very first day of March is where we are now. So March, April, May, 3 months. Then end of May in June. 1st of June is inclusive. But from the 2nd, listen, um, don't blame anybody if you are not able to travel because it would have been your own fault. So do it. A stitch in time, they say, saves nine. Whilst you still have time, please make sure you do that. And I know that if you have any concerns, you can call BWF solicitors on 0208 493 7340, and they will help you with any further explanation. And if they would have to help you do that, they have always done that, and they will continue to help you. Well, now then that aside, let's come to um, this discrimination thing that we put out earlier in the week. The protection against unlawful discrimination under the 2010 Equality Act is what we're looking at here. And it's about recruitment. When I make an application to any organization for a job opening and they discriminate against me, for instance, we are saying that we have protected characteristics. I think we have mentioned this before, but it's come back again. So, how do we know that if A is said to me or B is done to me, it amounts to discrimination? And what are some of the characteristics that we are talking about as being protected, lawyer?
Thank you very much. So this nugget borders on discrimination. And the point here is within the ruling of the case of Khan versus Boot Street Limited. And the court has ruled that in employment balance, we have the Equality Act 2010, we have the Employment Rights Act 1996.
Mhm.
Somebody will say, but if the person has not been employed, they are not an employee or a worker, and so they cannot rely on the Employment Rights Act. So the person who is yet to become an employee is going through the recruitment and selection process. So at this stage, if I'm discriminated against, do I have recourse in law? And the case law says yes. So what is the basis of this? You go through employment process or recruitment process.
Mhm.
We may have about 10 candidates, in other words, somebody and yourself. If it becomes obvious that they didn't give you the job because of something that is specific, then there is discrimination. So that person somebody has been favored more than you because of certain things that are being said or things that are obvious about you. And what are these things that may be obvious about this unfavorable candidate? We are looking at 9 protected characteristics within the Equality Act 2010.
Yeah.
So within the 9, we have age. Age. So if somebody says that because of your age, we cannot give you the job, then the person is saying that, but for your age, you would have had the job. So they gave the job to B because A's age prevents, in their view, them from being hired. Has age as a characteristic been touched? Yes or no?
But now, if the job description says that this is a job for people between, say, 18 and 25, and you are 30 and applying, obviously you don't qualify, so you can't raise any case against the potential employer. Would you be able to do that?
But employers are supposed to understand the Equality Act 2010 and the protected characteristics so that they couch the advertisement or what we call the job description and also the person specification profile
Mhm.
to the effect that they do not engage any of those characteristics.
Okay.
And so if you say that I need people age bracket, and then you are saying that certain people cannot be, isn't it?
Yeah.
But insofar as the person is not on pension or at a pension of a pension age, then the person should be able to work, right?
Yeah. Obviously, yes.
So then why will you have a cutoff point so that some people who are not within that bracket will not be favored? In that case, there is discrimination. What is discrimination? It's unfavorable treatment.
Okay.
And if that unfavorable treatment is based on one of the 9 characteristics, then the person has right in law for what we call unfair discrimination. That means discrimination can be fair, but it is only fair if it doesn't touch any of the 9 characteristics.
Okay.
So let's go through the characteristics briefly so that people understand that, oh, okay, if it touches any of these 9, then I have recourse in law under the case that we have as a context, the case of Khan and Brook Street Limited. So age, we've touched the age. Sex. Sex is man or woman. That is sex. Then we have sexual orientation. That will extend to LGBTQ plus Z. So that is sexual orientation. So if you are saying that I'm not going to get the job because of my sexual orientation, then that is unfair discrimination because you've touched one of my protected characteristics.
Okay.
And these are characteristics that are protected by law, Equality Act 2010. The next one, so we've touched age, we've touched sex, we've touched on sexual orientation. The next one is race. And you realize that this case is about race. So the person was discriminated on the basis of race. And you see that it's ACAN. ACAN is likely to be an Asian. And so if the person was discriminated on the backdrop that his background is actually Mrs. So her background suggests that maybe the person is not of a certain color or race, then that is unfair discrimination. But for that, the person probably would have gotten the job. So that is serious. Then we move on to we've got all aspects. Then we move on to even pregnancy. You cannot say that somebody is pregnant and so they cannot be given opportunity to work. Yes, you may couch your thing in a way, but you cannot touch that protected characteristic. So there are all these characteristics that people, especially employers, ought to be aware of so that they do not behave in a way that the person will appear to have been discriminated against or have been unfavored because of one of these characteristics. And this actually goes to employers. So that is a warning to or advice to employers, and also an eye opener to potential employees, that if you go through recruitment process and you don't get a job, and especially when they are giving you feedback, they say that you did not get a job because of XYZ, then you can get them at that point and check against one of the characteristics to see whether you didn't get a job because of this characteristic.
So definitely, if you find out that somebody is being given preference over you because of some of these characteristics, then definitely you have been discriminated against. Thank you, lawyer. But then to my viewers and people out there, let me test your understanding and knowledge of this one. And let me ask you these three questions about this scenario. We have this person, Kwesi Brown, who is a British-born person with Ghanaian parentage. He applied for a job as a security officer. He went through a successful selection process. He was asked to provide evidence of his right to work. He then submitted a scanned certified copy of an entry in the Register of Births, certified and issued by the Deputy Superintendent Registrar, which detailed his place of birth and his parents' nationality. Now, during the court process, he learned that a white candidate was accepted, although he also provided only his birth certificate. He was later rejected as a candidate. Kwesi then sued for discrimination. The question I'm asking is, based on the scenario I've given you, will he succeed? Three scenarios, three answers possibly to choose from. Yes, he will, because he received less favorable treatment or because of race. No, because he needed to provide a passport or a share code, not a birth register or a birth certificate. And then number three is because they cannot reject him once he has been interviewed. Think through it, and at the tail end of the program, before we do the conclusion and the summary, I'll be asking you about that. So think about it, and we will get through that. But now we're going to go over and have the discussion around the question I posed earlier. Is your relationship subsisting? What are we talking about? We're looking at spousal applications. We will be coming into the detail with lawyer Charles Asma. He is a lawyer from BWF Solicitors, our trusted partners when it comes to the law. We'll be bringing us the legal education, the community, and the law live on BWTV. BWF Solicitors, 4th floor of Biana House, 214-218 Tottenham High Road, Seven Sisters, North London. Call them on 0208-493-7340. You will have satisfaction, as our brother Daniel earlier on made us know, that BWF Solicitors have really helped him, and his application has been successful. And he particularly mentioned lawyer Kofi, who was able to help him through the application. Let's say thank you to BWF Solicitors. Then we come to learn and have further support from our resource person and guest this afternoon, lawyer Charles Asma.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contested and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner, with over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Thank you for sticking around. So your questions would be picked on telephone line 07399208468. That's your WhatsApp, your text message, and your voice note. We will be going into that discussion. When we're done, the lines will be active 0208 493 7345. 0208 493 7345. Leasma is here. BWF Solicitors is helping us to do this. And we're asking, is your relationship subsisting? We're looking at spousal applications here for your immigration status. Leasma, I have my partner. I know I have found love. I have found somebody I can move on in life with, I can settle with. The Home Office is saying that I should prove that it's a genuine relationship. What's your problem here?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much, viewers and listeners, once more.
Well,
So we are looking at.
before you go, let me make this very important disclaimer that for uh, reasons of helping the community, Leasma has been stuck in some traffic, and we would have to do the program from outside of the studio. That's why a bit of pixelated picture, but please concentrate on the audio and the voice, and let's follow the discussion. Don't worry too much. The detail is what is pertinent, and we would want to really have our lesson this afternoon. So, Leasma, please go on.
So we are looking at relationship as a partner. Relationship as a partner, and here it could be that you are a student partner, skilled worker partner, or even EU partner. But of course, EU partners have some leeway. Or you have a partner on the basis of your relationship with a British citizen or somebody with indefinite leave to remain. This topic is crucial because there have been influx of cases where somebody is going to renew their visa when the main partner has completed the course and they are moving on to post-study or the graduate visa, and they have done the application separately, and they are told, the other person, the spouse or the partner, is being asked, why did you, one, not apply with your partner? And number two, what shows that the relationship is still subsisting? Again, there are people who are on the skilled worker route. They are bringing family from abroad, or they are renewing with their family, and they're asking them to prove that the relationship is still subsisting. There are people who have EU partners. They are applying to remain with them. The relationship is not broken down. And so the family member or the spouse is supposed to support the application by way of sponsorship. But there is no evidence. So they want to be aware or know that the relationship is still subsisting. Or you enter the UK on the basis of your partner who is British citizen or has indefinite leave to remain. You were given 2.5 and you are applying to extend. They want to know that the relationship is still subsisting. So, what do we mean? We look at the immigration rule that is relevant to this discussion. So, we're looking at appendix relationship with partner, appendix relationship with partner. If you read to up to paragraph RWP 6.2, the law states that you must show that the relationship with your partner is one, genuine, and two, subsisting. That means once you apply to join your spouse for the first time, everybody knows that they need evidence that the relationship is there. So people will provide everything. And so the visa will be granted. Our conversation is necessary for those who are renewing their visas or their leave to remain
Mhm.
on the basis that they are still partners to the main sponsor. So, what shows that the relationship is not broken down? What shows that you are not living apart or separated, and so on and so forth? So, we are not again looking at somebody who is applying for the first time on the basis of 2 years relationship. Even 2 years relationship without cohabitation, you still have to show that the relationship is subsisting. So the relationship argument cuts across. So this one that we are dealing with, the person was asked to provide evidence of the relationship still subsisting. They want to know that all the evidence they provided at the time they were making the first application are still applying or still available. So they have to provide. When you were applying for the first time, you told the caseworker that I live with my wife or I live with my husband, and whilst we were living together, either by way of marriage or by way of durable relationship, even if it is not the fact that you are living at this stage because you are not yet married, but you've been in a relationship for 2 years, you showed that the relationship is alive. You showed WhatsApp messages to show that your communication is alive.
Okay.
You showed photos to show that this is how couples behave, taking photos to remember or to remind themselves of milestones in their lives.
Okay.
You provided money transfer to show that, yes, I've been looking after my spouse or supporting my spouse, and these are the money transfers.
Mhm.
You provided correspondence, and this is important. You provided proof of address, proof that you are living together if you are married.
Okay.
If you are not married, of course, you might have provided other alternative evidence. But those who are married and are living together, you provided proof of address that we live at the same place. So let's go through the checklist. You provided money transfer if the person is abroad. But if the person is in the UK, you are not necessarily going to send money transfer. So money transfer may not be necessary again. However, it's possible that you may be sending money to the person's account for keeping the home, for the rent, for shopping, for bills, for certain things. And so transferring money in country to your spouse or to your partner is not unusual. And so you want to provide your bank statement to show that, look at me, we're still living, and that's why I even transfer money to my spouse for this and for that. You are living together. Yes, some landlords may not necessarily provide updated tenancy agreement. The tenancy agreement may be rolling. And so the landlord will say that this is a rolling tenancy, and so it continues. As long as you are paying your rent, it's implied renewal.
Mhm.
The original one was under the name of the main sponsor. And so when the partner joined, the landlord did not change. That's not a big deal. But the point we are making here is that Even if the tenancy agreement is under the name of one of the partners, there should be something to suggest that that partner lives with the sponsor. So
Okay.
what do you have to provide? Proof of address, a range of proof of address. I do ask people that if you are not working, it's easy not to have proof of address. But the moment you start working, is there also the case that you have a challenge getting proof of address? That may not be the case, because if you start working, you'll be getting pay slips. If you start working, you'll be getting letters across board from different angles or places.
Mhm.
Before, you were not sure, so you didn't want to be open. But now you've got leave to remain, or even you entered the UK with leave to remain. If you lived with your spouse, for example, for a year, and you are renewing your visa, or 2 years, you are renewing your visa, and yet you have no evidence that you are living together. Is it not absurd, Bragoku?
I have this question, and in answer to your question, what I have and I want to find out is if for some reason you brought your partner into this country, and because of job reasons, schooling, or other circumstances, the person lives off where you live. Would that then go on to say that you don't live together if you can prove that the person is not with you um, consistently at that point of time when you're renewing? It may seem absurd, but you may have genuine reasons why you don't live together, don't you?
The reason for not living together should not take over the need to live together as couple.
Okay. Okay.
So it's possible, yes, you are working. I mean, you, Bragoku, you may be fortunate to have a contract with um, the 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 British, let's say, yeah, the British consulate in Germany, because
Mhm.
of your special talent. Go and help. But the fact that you are living there, working there, does not mean that you have abdicated your role within your family set.
Okay. Yeah, obviously.
You still be receiving correspondence addressed to your family address, right?
Yeah.
And so we are looking at your temporary residence and your quote unquote permanent residence.
Okay.
So if you are working in Birmingham, you are working in Manchester, you are working in London, and your family home with your spouse is, let's say, Manchester, because that's what you have. When you applied and you join your wife lives in Manchester, so that is where you live, for example.
Hmm.
But for job, you are working in London. The employer knows that you are working in London, but the employer also knows that you have your home, right?
Yep.
And so, even if the employer is giving you pay slip, they will ask you, which address do we use? Is that not it?
Yeah.
And you have to provide the address that when they post the pay slip, it will come to. And that is your proof of address. So you can't tell me that because you are working in London, when the employer issues the pay slip and sent to your London address. And I mean, yes, I agree. But why can't you tell the employer that you are living actually elsewhere? So when they are issuing the pay slip, they should issue it to your actual address. That's your job to do, right?
Yeah.
Good. So you have to tell the employer to change that. And so it will be difficult for the caseworker to understand that, yes, I was analyzing this with that a particular client. I said, yes, I agree that you work elsewhere, but you live at a place. And so your pay slip should show that this is where you live. So that when they post it, it will come to you. If it is given electronically, you download and that address will show.
Yeah.
Because you have to prove that your relationship is still subsisting. So if you have gotten a job elsewhere, even that, you come home, won't you?
Yeah. You have to visit your partner. You can leave them
So
in
not that you have
isolation
to
for
visit.
so
No, you
long a
have.
time.
You're not visiting your partner. You go to work and come home. So
Mhm.
you stay there for a while. You still come home. Maybe 4 days you return home. Because that is home.
So,
So
so,
where you
so
are,
basically, that's why basically what you are saying is there must be a home for you and your partner, and that must be proven.
that is the evidence of proof of address.
Okay.
So proof of address is not the address is not a stray address. It's where we will find you.
Mm-hmm.
So where we will find you is that's the address you give to your GP. So your GP can find you.
That's
That
right.
is the address you give to the hospital, so the hospital can find you. That's the address you give to the employer, so that the employer can find you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the address you give to the bank, so that the bank can find you. That's the address you give to the bill utility company, so that the utility company can find you. That's the address you give everybody, so that everybody can find you. And if you're able to give to everybody, by the time you realize you have 10 different proof of address, right?
That's right.
So if you tell me that you and I, as a couple, because I work elsewhere, I can no longer be traced to that address where we are supposed to be living as a couple, is that not absurd?
No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. And so the caseworker will come to you to say, yes, you have made the application, you have provided some proof of address, but the proof of address does not suggest that you are living as you claimed before. And so prove that the relationship is still subsisting.
Okay.
Because the caseworker will not come and look for you. The caseworker will not use CCTV to locate you. The caseworker will not ask for videos. The caseworker want documentary evidence that are tenable, that are commonsensical, and that fits the situation.
Okay. So
And it
it
is
means that if I'm able to say provide evidence that I live in the particular address that my spouse has also proven that they live in, that will be enough to prove subsistence. Is that correct?
so the question is, what is subsisting relationship?
Hmm.
A relationship that is ongoing. How
Okay.
do you prove that a relationship is ongoing? To provide things to suggest that you are still together, right?
Hmm.
So, if, for example, I put my bank statement down and my partner puts her bank statement down or his bank statement down, because we are talking about holistic scope within the law.
Hmm.
My wife, so it, it could be her, it could be he. So if my partner put the statement down and I put my statement down and they show the same address, what will be your conclusion?
They live together.
They live together. So the person doesn't have to come and see that we are living together. But the fact that we have something bearing our address, because that is common sense thing. That's what happens in life. Now where you live is what is put on your correspondence.
Hmm.
So that's one. But you cannot also say that you have 10 documents and only one suggests that you live with your partner.
That's right.
Doesn't mean that you have 10 addresses.
That, oh, yeah. Then you
That- that-
leave that to speculation because then the person will be thinking, what is this person trying to tell me? And they draw their own conclusions. We may not be correct.
exactly. And that's where you said that, oh, what about the person is working elsewhere? And that is why the address is different. But the person who is working elsewhere gave the address to the employer to put on the pay slip, right?
Yes,
The address was given to the employer to put on the contract, right?
correct,
The address was given to the employer to put on the employer letter, right?
correct.
So, if you tell me that you live with your partner and yet you are giving different address to the employer, what does that suggest?
Then you're not living there. You're not even
Os- os-
proving that you have a partner.
yeah, ostensibly you are not fully with them with your partner. And so the relationship may not be subsisting. Maybe there are issues.
Okay.
And if there are issues to the extent that you are somewhere and your partner is somewhere, that is what the caseworker wants to know. If there are issues, then you don't deserve to be given a document again on the basis of the person you have issue with.
Okay.
Yeah, because the person is the one sponsoring you.
Yeah,
And the person is sponsoring you because of the relationship.
that's right.
So if the relationship is broken, do you still need a right?
Well, I'm sponsoring you. I have no relationship with you anymore. I have no business supporting you.
And so that right is no longer valid for you.
Valid. Yeah.
And that is what the caseworker is trying to arrive at, to conclude that you have not met paragraph RWP 6.2, subsisting relationship.
Okay. There may be genuine reasons. There may be very valid reasons why some addresses may be different from what generally would have been to show that the two are living together at the same place and time. How do we convince caseworkers? I know the question is, how do we apply for these things? How do we prove that we are subsisting, we have a subsisting relationship? How do we go about it? What evidence do I have to give to the caseworker to say that for me, this is genuine, this is a reason, this is a proper one? What do I need to do, lawyer?
So what we needed to do is not different from what we did before.
Okay.
I always tell people that you have already passed the test. Having been given a visa as a partner, that means you know what to do to get a partner visa.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are going to renew it, don't you do the same thing?
Yes.
And if you ever know that you'll be renewing it, don't you behave the same way?
Definitely, I have to. Yeah.
And therefore, if for whatever reason it is different from what you provided before, then the presumption is that the relationship is no longer subsisting.
Huh. It makes sense and it's logical. But people have different circumstances, lawyer. People, for some reason, may have separated from the partner, issues happen. But at the time of coming back to renew the application, things may have kind of resolved, and they may not have enough evidence at that time. Does it make their situation dire and hopeless?
Well, that is where the caseworker will take issue to the fact that maybe the relationship is no longer there. Because you see, nobody is going to tell the caseworker that my relationship is not subsisting.
Mm-hmm.
It is the evidence that you will not be able to provide that will suggest that maybe there's something.
Okay.
So you started by providing your bank statement. This time you provide your bank statement, your partner's bank statement, the same address.
Mm-hmm.
You started by providing letters addressed to you, addressed to your partner. This time too, you provide the letters addressed to you, addressed to your partner, the same address.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be joint, because there's no law which says that it has to be joint. Joint is fine, but it's not everybody who goes through joint stuff. And so there's no law. However, it has to point to the same address, yours and the person's. Then you have, again, tenancy agreement. It doesn't have to be both, because there are instances, and it is commonsensical. I'm looking at practical approach. In practice, some landlord would want both or one of you to have your name on it,
Mm-hmm.
or because it's the person who can meet the, what do we call it, the reference test. So if you are going to add your spouse to derail the tenancy process, obviously you only use the person who carries weight.
Yeah.
So if the wife or the husband is the one whose name is on the tenancy, that's fine. Nobody's going to ask you why this, why that. The caseworker can't do that. But the caseworker wants to believe that even though you don't have tenancy name on your tenancy on the tenancy agreement, you have your name on something else.
Okay.
You may have your name on your own documents. For example, the school may be writing to you, so the address is there. The
Okay.
hospital may be writing to you, the address is there. GP may be writing to you. Mobile phone contract will be writing to you. You bought something online, they posted to you. The way bill and the other document, the invoice show the address. You had trips together with your partner and you booked accommodation. Your names will be there. You had holidays or you had, as I said, trip. So the airline ticket, your name will be there.
Mm-hmm.
You may even have life insurance together. Your name will be there. The document will have the address. So somebody would want to believe that having lived at a place and knowing that you receive letters, all those letters must be provided. Imagine you have 5 and your wife or partner has 5 and you are putting them together to be 10, the same address. Would that not support your case enough?
Yeah. Well, at least you have given more than one. At least more than one.
Exa- Exactly. There's one that I was working on, and they said that, oh lawyer, when the partner joined the student, he had a job. It's difficult to find a job at that place, so he had a job somewhere. So everything is that new place. And I said that yes, I agree that you find a job somewhere, but when you find a job somewhere, you definitely be going home at least weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So what shows that you live at home and not live at the job place?
Some evidence with your address on it, or by extension, your evidence that you do make those journeys, train ticket, something else to prove it.
Not even the train ticket per se, because the train ticket will not have your address. But your pay slip should still show the family address. Because if the document you provide is different from in terms of address, the address is different from the document your partner is providing, then it undermines your case of proving that the relationship is subsisting. As for the genuineness of the relationship, nobody will take it away from you, because if you are married and to divorce, the relationship is genuine. And if you have first proven the genuineness of the relationship, it's fine. But if the relationship is no longer subsisting, that is where the caseworker will say that yes, we agree that the relationship was first genuine and was first alive, but
And
it
our
is dead now.
circumstances may have changed.
And if the circumstances have changed, then your visa status will also change, right?
Yes.
That is the crux of this whole conversation.
Well, Lawyer Charles Asma is being taking us through how to prove subsisting relationship, and there's one major thing there to give evidential proof that at least you guys live together. Question is your relationship subsisting? How do you prove that? That's what we've been discussing. You may have a question, so I will give you the opportunity to send us a text or WhatsApp message or voice note to 07399208468, 07399208468, or you can leave your comments in the comment section below, either on Facebook or YouTube at BWF Solicitors at BWTV, and we'll pick that one up. Once you are on there, please announce yourself. Let us know you're there. If you have a question, just put it out there and I will pick them up. Let Lawyer Asma help answer those ones. Or the lines are active now, 0208 493 7345. We're doing this by courtesy
of BWF Solicitors. The very first day of March 2025. We start in Ghana month and we're celebrating all the good things about Ghana as we know. BWF Solicitors are on the fourth floor of the Under House, 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, Seven Sisters, North London. Call them on 0208 493 7340 0208 493 7340. So what there's and know what our social media handles are. When we come back, we'll go onto the lines and pick up your calls. I know you have questions for Lawyer Asmine is also ready to answer them for you. It's the community and the law. We're still on the community and the law, the very first day of March 2025. Lawyer Charles Osma is our resource person and guest on the program today, coming from the BWF Solicitors stables. And we have been discussing proving subsisting relationship when you renew your spousal visa applications. The lines are active now, 0208 493 7345. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Dr. Ku.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Very well, thank you. Last is on the other side, so let's have your question. Last I guess you can hear our friend.
Yes, I can.
Okay, very good. My big brother, can you hear Lawyer Asma as well?
Yes, I can hear you.
Super. Please go ahead.
Please, I've made an application to the Home Office and waiting for a decision. But there is a course that I want to undertake, electrical, I want to be an electrician.
Mm-hmm.
I've contacted the place that I want to enroll on the course, but I want to know, should I wait for the decision or I can still enroll on the course before the decision comes?
So your application is with the Home Office at the moment?
Yes.
And you want to start your course. You want to find out whether you should go ahead and do that. Would
yes.
any of the provisions cover you because your decision has not been made? Laura, let's hear you.
Yes.
How are we helping our brother?
How are you, our brother?
I'm good.
Good. Congratulations on your prospect. So, is this a renewed application or a new application?
Please, a new one.
For the first time?
Yes, first time.
Before this one, did you have leave to remain in the UK?
No.
All right. So, okay, so the next question is, have you already gained admission or you are thinking of starting a course?
Yes, I'm thinking. I've contacted the place that I want to have the course, but I've told them my situation and they are insisting that I can still enroll. But should I pay? I want to learn, I want to become an electrician, but should I pay and later they ask me for my status and I don't get it? I don't think I will get my money back. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, so your question is not just about intention to study, but it's about whether it is risky to pay money, right?
Yes.
Right. So this is more like investment, and we are not authorized to give investment or financial advice. So I'm going to talk to you as a brother, and you've come to me to say, Brother Charles, in all the course we spoke about, the people are happy for me to enroll, pending my visa. You are going to pay for me. Will you give me the money to pay them or not? Okay?
Okay.
All right. So, Brother John, well, you see, so the conversation we had, I've thought about it. I know it's good to have the training, but we were not also sure what the outcome will be in terms of the visa. If we give them a deposit and the visa goes through to court for an appeal, it's going to delay the starting of your course. The people who hold on to the money. You may also need the money to fight immigration further. So why don't we wait till your visa comes? What do you think?
You are right. Yeah, what you are saying is right.
All right, so I'll leave it here for you to ponder and make a decision.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, my brother. Thank you for calling us and coming on the program. You also have the opportunity 0208-493-7345. We have Sarah Apia on the line, Theresa Odikoi Penso. We have Nanama Vera Kwiaminta, Stephen Jensukufor, and Smith Mercy. Nanama has a question on the platform, and she's saying that I've got indefinite leave, but I'm from Italy, EU settled. I want to know, do I need to do the exams to achieve the UK passport? Wow.
Okay. So Nana wants to become a British citizen. So Nana, you are not applying for UK passport. You are applying for UK citizenship.
Mhm.
And the law says that to be able to apply for nationality, we are looking at Section 6 of the British Nationality Act 1981, Schedule 1. Schedule 1 says that to apply, in addition to everything else, show that you have English language proficiency and you also have life in the UK appreciation. And so you have to pass the life in the UK test and also pass English language test at B1 as part of the document for your citizenship application.
Okay. That's Nanama for you. Thank you very much. Go back to the line
However,
0208.
however,
Yes, la.
however, Bragweku,
Yes, la.
however, the law also says that if AMA, for medical, health, and other reasons, she is not able to, and she can have this confirmed by a medical doctor who has assessed her situation and is able to confirm that because of her condition, she's not able to sit exam and pass exam to the extent that it will be impossible to pass English exams and life in the UK exams, then that will be evidence of exemption and should be exempted. Or if Nanama is 65 years old or above, she will also be exempted. She doesn't have to. So if she's not 60 plus, 65 years plus, and she doesn't have any medical issue that has been verified by a doctor and confirmed, in other words, then she will have to write the exams if she wants to go for naturalization application.
All right. Thank you very much, Leah, for the extra information. 0208-493-7345. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Uncle, this is Stephen
Hi,
from
Steve. How are you?
His Grace all is well. Since lawyer, in fact, it's been a good lecture. He needs to go back to Ghana, lecture at the University of Education, especially at the Faculty
Yeah,
of Law.
we're doing our university right online, and we're doing it with BWF solicitors, so don't worry.
All right, this is better than approved by the FDA Ghana.
I know what you mean. Please go ahead with your question.
Thank you. Please, I just want to know. I just found a lady. Okay, let me start with this. Worker here found a lady who came from Ghana to UK here to study, but unfortunately she didn't do the masters to the house doing her own thing. Here, the beauty and other things. I want to see her. My question is, we checked the her status valid. We haven't received any letter indicating that it's been curtailed or something like that. with this. I being a skilled worker, can I go ahead to marry her and do all the necessary things to be my spouse? I don't have any lady in mind for now. Can I go ahead with that?
So your question is, you are a skilled worker with a valid employment contract and license, right? Hello?
So yes, that is it.
That is it. And you have met a lady you want to marry who supposedly came on a student visa, but you want to marry her. I am thinking your question is, if you marry her, can she then become your dependent and do away with the student status? Is that what you're asking for?
The right thing is that she didn't even pursue the.
No. That's different. That's different. Whether he went to school or not, her status now is a student, and she is now going to get married to you as a skilled worker. Is that possible? Okay. Is that a question?
That is it.
Okay. Last one.
Right. Hello. Yes, sir. Thank you for the kind words. We are supporting the community with our breath and wit. Um, Now, can you help me? When did you become a skilled worker in the UK?
It's 3 years ago. Years ago.
3 years ago. All right. You came with your partner, right?
I came with my partner, but due to some
So
inconsistencies,
yes. So yes. So yes.
yes,
So the answer is yes, right? You came with your partner, yes, right?
Hello. Are you there?
yes, I came with a partner.
Okay. Good.
Right. Okay. So you've divorced your partner, you want to marry again. Can you sponsor this new wife in the UK? Now, this new wife um, is in the UK, yes, with status as you explained, she might be still protected under Section 3C, and so she can switch. But the question is whether she can switch from student to skilled worker. The answer is no, because if you're a student, the rules changed last year, July. That if you're a student, you cannot actually it even changed as far back as 2023, that if you're a student, you cannot switch into any other category until you have completed the course. And you have indicated in a way that she hasn't completed the course. And if she hasn't, then she cannot. I'm not even going to talk about whether the law allows for you to sponsor somebody in country. In her case, it's actually no. Even if it's possible for you, it wouldn't be possible for her because she's a student. She cannot switch to skilled worker partner. So that is one. The other point is that even you, if you find another wife who is maybe on another skilled worker and you want to, you've married her and you want to sponsor her leave to remain with you, much as it is possible for somebody to sponsor dependents from abroad. Sponsoring dependents in the UK, I haven't done any application on that. And I have to check the law to see where it sits with somebody who is a skilled worker and wants to sponsor a partner in the UK instead of letting the partner go home and the partner applying to join them. And it appears that the law is not at the moment favorable to somebody who wants to sponsor their partner in the UK. So, in both fronts, it will be difficult for your new wife to come under your status. Don't worry, and the more kind of them why.
Okay, lawyer, I hope you don't understand me.
Well, that's an issue outside of here. Thank you very much, my friend. We know that, as I said, that's a situation.
So you'd have to deal with that. 0208493745. Look, this one from on the platform, Edubuahin. Now he says that how long for a decision to be made on an application made through a British child? How long does it take?
Well, it doesn't really matter whether it is a partner or parent. In this case, it's a parent application. Home Office has said that the standard is 6 months, and they moved it to 12 months. So it can be longer or earlier than 6 months, sometimes even 1 year. And so we say that wait for 6 months, and if it doesn't, that means yours will be up to 12 months. If it's still delaying, then you can apply for, you can write to them saying that it's delayed so they can do something about it. So the how long? Minimum of 6 months.
How long? Minimum of 6 months. Um, Yes, keep them coming through either on the platform or through a text message and the rest of it. Stephen says that I'm a skilled worker visa. I got a lady who came here as a student but didn't go to school. Her status is still working. Can I marry her to become my dependent? I think it's similar to what our friend came up with on the line. I don't know whether I am right, Laura. It looks similar, isn't it?
Please, Braco, can you go over again?
Now it says that I am a skilled worker on a skilled worker visa. I've got a lady who came here as a student but didn't go to school. Her student status is still working. Can I marry her to become my dependent?
Oh, yeah. So this is similar to the one we had before, and we said no.
We said no, yes. Um, One here from our text message line. US has excluded UK from the visa waiver list. This was done, ETA was last week. How will UK citizens travel visa free to the US? At first, it used to be the ESTA. But have you heard anything like that?
Oh, I mean, as far as I'm aware, I did ESTA January this year.
Hmm,
I applied for ESTA January this year because I had to attend an event in the US.
yeah.
So I'm not sure whether it is true that ESTA is no longer because there's still bilateral agreement between Britain and US. So I don't want to say that um, he's not right. But I want to say that I have to go and check to see whether there's any change at all. But please, Brakoku, once you are also on the show, you can just check and see whether Yester US is still valid for British citizens. If it is, then you can at least share with us.
Okay. I've got this ESTA up there, and as it is, I don't see anything to the contrary. So until we find out, we can't say it's changed or not. Um, I have an EU brother. There's another text. I'm staying with. I can apply for indefinite leave to remain for domestic violence. EU national wants to make an application based on DV. Is that possible? Does that work?
I don't understand the question. I
Yeah,
have a EU
it's not
brother
too clear.
I am staying with. Can he apply? But staying with as what? As your brother or your husband? I
Mm.
mean, obviously, it cannot be both. So if it's your brother, then it's a brother. Or you brother, who like you are using the word brother to mean a friend. It's not clearer.
Okay.
So, Rakuku, I
Yes.
think what we advise our friend to do is to contact us so that we can delve more into the story to understand the context and the background so that we can verify and be able to assist further. So this is more or less a matter specific. And so we have to deal with this on extended advice basis.
Okay. I am going to share something with all of us. So
we see. Laura gave me an exercise to do, which I'm going to do now. So let's see if I can bring that one up. It's about the ESTA. ESTA for UK citizens. Has it been cancelled? No. The ESTA, that's the electronic system for travel authorization for UK citizens, has not been cancelled. UK citizens are still eligible to use ESTA to travel to the United States under the visa waiver program, meaning they can travel to the US for short stays without needing a traditional visa, provided they meet the eligibility requirements and apply for ESTA online. Key points to remember: it's still active. Yes. To travel, UK citizen needs to apply online through the CBP website. If an EST application is denied, the applicant must apply for a traditional US visa at a consulate to travel to the US. So, my friend that asked the question, it has not been cancelled. We just checked, and that is the information we provided for you. So, it has not been cancelled. Okay. Now, if you joined us and you want to find out where we are, social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and all the other bits, it's for BWF solicitors.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contested and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner, with over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Welcome back. And at this point, I would want to take you back to our nugget and then see if you have an answer for me. Earlier on, we mentioned that individuals are protected against unlawful discrimination at work under the 2010 Equality Act. Discrimination in recruitment and selection is the situation where an applicant is treated unfairly because of a particular protected characteristic. If your prospective employer treats you differently because of a protected characteristic, you can bring an action for unlawful discrimination. Laura Chasosma helped us to explain the situation where Ms. Akan brought a case against Brook Street Limited in Scotland, that is race discrimination, and it was decided in favor of Ms. Khan. Then I had this, my brother and friend who is having that situation facing him. He's a British born person with Ghanaian parentage. He applied for a job as a security officer, went through a successful selection process.
He was asked to provide evidence of his right to work. He then submitted a scanned certified copy of an entry in the Register of Births, certified and issued by the Deputy Superintendent Registrar, which detailed his place of birth and his parents' nationality. During the court process, he learned that a white candidate was accepted, although he also provided only his birth certificate. He was later rejected as a candidate. Then he said, "No way, I'm suing for discrimination." He's done that. Will he succeed? Well, three scenarios. Yes, because he received less favorable treatment because of a race. No, because he needed to provide a passport or a share code. And three, yes, because they cannot reject him once he has been interviewed. Think through it. I'll give you a moment. And when I come back, I'll pick your answers from the platform. Okay, now let's see what you have. And I know a lot of you are watching. I have Sarah Pia, thank you very much. Nanama, bless you for watching. Sandra, you're there, and all the other people on the platform. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that because your company has kept me motivated, and we've gone through that wonderful discussion, very methodological for as well. Kevin says is number one, yes, because he received less favorable treatment because of the race. Emmanuel also thinks it's number one. Let's see what Majwa says. Majwa says is number one. Thank you, Majwa. Chrissy Brown's situation. What is the answer? Will he succeed? Matilda Upon thinks that yes, because he received less favorable treatment because of the race. Let's see what else. Chrissy Ansa also thinks it's number one. Well, it seems to be popular. Barbara Becko thinks it's number one as well. He will succeed in his application to the court. Frank Anani says number one, yes, because he received less favorable treatment because of a race. Next, we have Florence Adu. Flo, you also think it's number one. Well, everybody thinks it's number one. Let's see. Let's probably pick another. Okay, Kwejo to four things. No, because he needed to provide a passport or a share code. So at least now I have one and two. Is anybody going to select number three? Maybe. Victor says number three. Well, Victor, is it because I said number three that you chose number three, or you believe that he will succeed because they cannot reject him once he's been interviewed? Rita thinks that it's number two. Kwesi is not going to succeed. Who else? Maggie? Peggy thinks that's number two because he needed to provide a passport and a share code, so definitely he's not going to succeed. That's what Maggie thinks. Okay. Well, Daniel Entry, you also think is number one. Let me go to Layasma. Layasma, Chrissy Brown, is he going to succeed?
Right. Yeah. So well done to all those who have attempted to express your opinion on this. The law is clear. You cannot discriminate on the basis of a protected characteristic, even if the person is not yet an employee. The question here is this person a prospective employee? We are told that the person has gone through the recruitment and selection process successfully. So the person has been selected.
Yeah.
Why have things changed? We are told that the person provided something and another person also provided something. And the other person went through to the end and he didn't go through to the end, even though he was told that he's been successful. What could that be? Let's check to see whether it is possible that it's because of the characteristic that he has. We find out that our friend's race is different from the other person's race. Is it because of my race or his race? That's why he wasn't um, he didn't complete the process or he wasn't signed on eventually. At court, we are told that there's a comparator. A comparator is the other candidate, and therefore, in discrimination claim, there should always be a comparator. In a discrimination or employment claim, there should always be an unlawful act, and the unlawful act here is rejecting a successful applicant at the last minute over somebody. And here we conclude that if that is the case, then the employer's behavior has been unlawful. If that's the case, the employer's behavior is because of the person's characteristic, which is race. And if that's the case, then the person has been unfairly discriminated against. And on that basis, the person will win at law. So one.
So the answer is one. Asma has really explained that um, it's not just employees, really. I think, Laura, you agree with me that can bring discrimination claims. Job applicants are also protected from unlawful discrimination, as the case Miss A. Khan versus Brook Street prove. To prove discrimination, lawyer has said that we definitely need to provide evidence that someone is in a similar situation, the comparator, as he mentioned. In the Miss Khan case, the employment tribunal ruled that the applicant was subject to racial discrimination because of the rejection of their birth certificate as proof of a right to work, despite showing she was a British national. And that is the ruling of the tribunal. So those of you who said the answer is one, you're correct. Tilly, do you come later on? You got it before we went to lawyer Charles Osman. Anyway, thank you for trying. So look out for another situation on Monday where we'll bring you a new nugget, and that will also form our test situation next week when we come on the program. At this point, let me then say thank you to BWF solicitors and thank you to lawyer Charles Asma once again. But before we do our final acknowledgements, let's see what we discussed this afternoon. Lawyer Asma.
Thank you very much. Viewers and listeners, just a recap. We said today that there have been instances where people are renewing their visa application as spouses or dependents, and they have been refused because the caseworker concluded that they are no longer in an ongoing relationship. Therefore, today's conversation was to help us to understand that to be able to renew your visa application, you have to show that your relationship continues to subsist. How do you do that? You have to provide everything that you provided before. If you're able to provide pay slips as address, bank statement as address, bills as address, tenancy agreement, WhatsApp communication, bank transfers or money transfers or remittances. Obviously, the person is in the UK, so no more remittance, but bank transfers. And every proof of address, the proof of address should point to you and your spouse or partner at the same address. Even people who were earlier on were granted on the basis that the relationship is 2 years, but they were not living together. At this point, they may be asked to still prove that the relationship is still ongoing. There's one case that the person was asked to confirm whether they will be living together soon after granting the visa, and the person said yes, and the visa was given. So if the person is going for renewal and she's not able to prove that they are living together, then that will be questioned. So these are the things that we want people to be aware of. Because you know that you will definitely renew your partner or spousal visa application, please make sure that you protect the relationship, because it's the relationship that will take you to your destination of hope. Make sure that you work at it and make sure that you pass the test when you are questioned or in the application form. Thank you for joining us and thank you for your time.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. And let's all together say thank you to lawyer Charles Asma, because for reasons of serving the community, he had to be away from the studio, and he has had to stay in traffic to deal with that topic is your relationship subsisting and how to still prove this when renewing your spousal application. Thank you very much, Lawyer Asma. We so really appreciate your effort, your time, and you as a person. Remember, we're in Ghana month, and the end of the day, we will be bringing you information about what there is about Ghana and what you need to know. So the whole of March, look out for the various pieces of information. And also remember the 6th of March is the 68th independence celebration of Ghana as a country. Once again, I want to say thank you to all of you out there. Why? Because without you, we don't have a program. And then on your behalf, let's also say thank you to BWF Solicitors for giving us the opportunity to learn all the time and also giving us updates as and when they come in, and also giving us directions as to how to go about our various applications. So to BWF Solicitors, we say salute and we're so grateful. Leasma, thank you very much. Contact BWF Solicitors as you find on the screen 0208 493 7340 0208 493 7340. They have an office in Ghana, and those of you in Ghana, if you want to contact BWF Solicitors, call them on 055 589 5959 055 589 5959. In emergency situations, 077 127 61884 077 127 61884. Visit the website bwfsolicitors.com, and on the social media platforms, it's at BWF Solicitors. Lawyer Charles Osman has been my resource person and guest. Sheila Ankara and Padmo Dodu have been the admin and the aesthetic designers and producers. And my studio director is Professor Ade. My name is Oreku Frimpon. Have a good evening. We have another time to meet again, same time next week.